Now at 6, a beautiful day in Carthage, Missouri, where four-staters are celebrating the season with the Maple Leaf Festival, and we're here live. Plus, Miami renames an intersection to honor a man who was a community fixture. And Carthage FFA members get to show off their agricultural skills in the Food for America event.
The four states' most watched news starts now.
There's no better season in the four states than fall, and the area's biggest fall celebration is in Carthage, Missouri. The Maple Leaf Festival is 9 days of music, food, shows, and a massive parade bringing together not just the community, but also visitors from far and wide, and today we are here live. Hello from Carthage. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Dow Quick. We're going to have more on the Maple Leaf Festival for you in just a bit, but first, some of today's top stories. A late-night house fire claims the life of a Webb City man. It happened on South Ornogo Street in Webb City. Fire crews found 50-year-old Wyatt Fiker unresponsive. He died at the scene. There were no other occupants in the home at the time. The cause of that fire is believed to be accidental. An intersection in Miami, Oklahoma has a brand new name to honor a community fixture. The city held this ceremony today, renaming the intersection of Highway 69, located in front of the Miami Walmart. The intersection, now known as Chuck Stott's Way, will honor the late store manager for his service and dedication to the community. Chuck Stotts had a 40-year career with Walmart and served as store manager for nearly 30 years.
It is my favorite street. My husband was 6'9", and I say his life was short but very wide, and this is a short but very wide, probably the busiest intersection in Miami, and his legacy carries on.
Stotts passed away in March of last year. Again, we are live in the Carthage Square, the beautiful Carthage Square, on a beautiful evening. Maple Leaf Festival well underway. A lot of things going on tonight and through the weekend. We'll tell you about that, but right now, the weather, Doug.
It looks great. Once the sun dropped, it's getting a little bit cooler, but it's a very nice evening. A lot of people getting out this evening and also through the weekend. If we look outside, Joplin sitting at 73, Pittsburgh is at 72 degrees, and most of us across the board are mainly sitting into lower 70s. Quick drop off tonight, but we won't get as cold as what we've seen over the past couple nights due to a light southerly wind is going to keep our temperature up just a little bit. Clear skies across the region, so it looks great if you're heading out to Fourth State Friday night high school football. It's kind of hoodie weather. Temperatures dropping back through the 60s into the 50s, of course. We're going to look at the weekend forecast here in just a bit.
That's what you want for football, hoodie weather. It's also great weather for, say, a homecoming in Pittsburgh, and also for a Maple Leaf. Yeah. All of those things. Perfect weather. Thanks, Doug. And the annual Food for America event was held right here in Carthage today. Carthage third graders had a chance to learn all about various farm animals like horses, mules, cows. Students also got to see a tractor exhibit. The event teaches the students about the process of how their food gets from the farm to their plate.
This just boosted, my want to be in agriculture. I think it's a wonderful opportunity. Of course, I'm involved, with horses, and I think I love teaching kids about horses.
The goal of the event is to educate the students on agriculture and even inspire them maybe to get involved. To find plenty of good eats at the Maple Leaf Festival, all you have to do is follow your nose. The aroma led plenty of people to Brats on the Square this afternoon. It's a traditional fundraiser by the Rotary Club. For $10, people could get a grilled brat with chips and drink and a cookie. Proceeds benefit high school scholarships and worldwide polio eradication.
We hope that they have a good time. Ultimately, we hope they have a nice meal and give to a worthy cause where we're able to continue to give back to the Carthage community and again help Rotary grow more in this area. I know there's multiple clubs within Carthage, Webb City, Joplin. It just all helps us together.
The brat sale is over for today, but you're going to find them again tomorrow from 11 until 2 on the southeast side of the square. And there's a lot more fun still to come here at the Maple Leaf Festival. Tonight at 8, there's a free concert on the square. It features the 80s tribute band Members Only. You're going to want to bring your lawn chairs for that. Then there's a full day of activities tomorrow. That'll include a car show on Grand and a tractor show at Central Park, both starting at 8 a.m. Of course, that massive Maple Leaf Parade begins at 9. A Renaissance Festival runs from 2 p.m. to 6:30 at Faith Lutheran Church. A truck and tractor pull at 5 p.m. at Garner Downs Racetrack, and another free concert on the square tomorrow evening at 7. It features the country rock pop band Midnight South. Again, we are live at the Maple Leaf Festival in Carthage. Up next, we're going to talk with a woman who helps make this massive celebration possible.
Well, of course, we are live at downtown Joplin. Julie Reams, she's going to be here in just a bit, but we want to make sure you get your evening forecast. It looks pretty good as we go through the next few days. Let's check outside. Here's a nice shot of Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Indigo is just outside of Seneca, Missouri. Clear skies sticking around, and that's what we're going to see as we go through the evening hours. Of course, we do have some high school football. Force Day Friday night. A little chilly, so we are going to see temperatures dropping through the 60s into the 50s as we go through the evening hours. But everybody across the board really looking pretty good. Most of us are sitting low to mid 70s. We'll slide back through the 70s, 60s, 50s, upper 40s later on tonight. 73 right now, but once that sun angle drops, it definitely feels a little bit cooler outside. So through the evening, 60s and 50s, and then as we continue through the overnight hours, we'll drop back into the upper 40s. But we've had a southerly wind over the past couple days, and what that is doing for us is keeping our temperatures up just a little bit. Of course, just 2 days ago, we had our very first freeze of the year. But clear skies, we're going to continue with the clear skies as we go through tonight. You can actually see some rain developing out toward the west. This is our next storm system. It's just a slow mover. It's going to kind of turtle its way toward us as we go through the next couple days. So the weekend looks fine, but we need at least some chances for rain. So we're watching that big upper level low out across southwestern parts of the U.S. It's going to meander its way toward us as we go into late Sunday and Monday. Here's the problem. It doesn't have much moisture. We need the rain. We're just not going to see much out of this storm system as it passes by late Monday night, and then into Tuesday. But fingers crossed that we at least get a little bit of rain. Let me walk you through time. By morning, temperatures back down into the mid 40s. As we go through the morning hours, we're going to warm quickly, near 70 by noon. I think most of us will top out right around 77, 78 degrees during the afternoon. Saturday evening, tomorrow night, looks good. Back into the mid 40s once again. And then as we go into Sunday afternoon, even a little bit warmer. I think most of us will start to push 80 by the time we head into Sunday afternoon. All right, if you're heading out to Maple Leaf Parade or the Homecoming Parade in Pittsburgh in the morning, temperatures looking good. It's going to be a little bit chilly to start, near 50, but a quick warm-up, 64 by 10, up to 74 by noon. And we'll top out at 77 for a high. 80 on Sunday, so it looks fantastic as we head through the weekend. All right, so here's your forecast. 77 Saturday, 80 on Sunday. Again, that slight chance we could get a few showers in here on Monday. It looks like most of it would be north of I-44. We stay into the 80s Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. A little cold front Thursday, so we'll cool back down, back up. So temperatures kind of up and down as we go through the next week. Fingers crossed that we can get a little bit of rain early on Monday, but besides that, the weekend's looking pretty good.
In fact, the weekend looks excellent for some outdoor activities such as Maple Leaf Festival right here in Carthage. Thanks, Doug.
Yep.
If you're looking for other events in the 4 states but you don't know where to turn, don't worry, we've got you covered. You can just scan this QR code, go straight to the events page of our website, find fun family events in the area like the Maple Leaf Festival anytime and anywhere in the 4 states, KOAMnewsnow.com/events. Coffeyville is on a spooky mission to tell the stories that still haunt its town. KOAM's Lonnie Walton takes us to Coffeyville, but watch out, you might want to leave the light on.
This was actually the site at one point in time of the finding of a baby's body in the fountain, or it's in the well as it was at one point in time.
Wyatt Stearns from Coffeyville Chamber of Commerce says this town was said to be haunted many years ago. That's why he's hosting a tour for those brave enough to learn about it. He wouldn't share all the details, but some still may find it a bit chilling.
So we have more information on that story that we'll share during our tour, but this was where this was. Eventually this was then covered up and then redug up to start our fountain all over again.
If you're going to this bank, Wyatt says watch out. There's a lady that feels spirits.
Come in and she'll mingle with them. There are certain areas in the bank where she can feel strange feelings. And then even if she walks down Death Alley here, she can feel certain spots where the bullets would have went through.
John Johnson from Eichmann Hardware says he's sure he has ghosts.
Well, haven't seen them. I swear I have ghosts in the basement because I'll have stuff set out and I'll come back a little bit later and it'll be in a different spot.
Not only will you hear stories about the bank, but the Brown Mansion as well.
They actually had piano start playing. They had piano music playing around, and while it started playing, some of the attendees could smell like what smelled like a Christmas tree.
Although Wyatt didn't give all the information, he says it's only the beginning. Reporting in Coffeyville, I'm Lonnie Walton, KOAM News.
The cost of participating in the Historical Tours event is $20. All proceeds will be donated to the historical upkeep of Coffeyville. The haunted tours are tonight and then again tomorrow night. Up next, we're going to hear from the Chamber of Commerce president here in Carthage. We're live at the Carthage Maple Leaf Festival, and I'm joined by the Chamber of Commerce president, Julie Reams. I have to tell you, the Chamber puts this on. And Julie launched a 5K event at 6 o'clock this evening, then hightailed it down here to the courthouse.
Literally hightailed it.
Yes. But you're here, and that's the important thing, and an awful lot of people are here and have been throughout this 9-day festival. You were telling me earlier, something like 100,000 people all told when you count up the various events during the 9 days. And then tomorrow, the big event, maybe the biggest event, is going to be the parade. 45,000 people you're expecting for this.
We are. Our square will be packed. About 20,000 people is who we expect to partake in viewing this parade just around the square, and it's an almost 2-mile parade. And with that being said, we're expected into the numbers about 45,000. If you haven't driven down Grant and Grand Street, the parade route, there are chairs everywhere. People have started marking their spots since last Sunday, to make sure that they get the best spot ever to view the parade.
You know, put this in some perspective. This town has a population of 15,000. We're talking about 45,000 for the parade tomorrow. And I've seen the parade a number of times from the perspective of a participant. KOAM has an entry, and you will see them lined up deep for that entire 2-mile route. As you said, the reserving spots. What's the trick? How do you get this many people interested in this parade and so enthusiastic about it?
Well, I think it's about tradition. We're 58 years old, it's 58th annual, and obviously everyone that has partook in this in a long period of time has just made this such a staple to the community, and it's such a great honor to make sure that we pay homage to all of those traditions before us. And this parade, there are people from all over the country that are part of this parade. We have businesses from West Virginia and California and all of those others that are going to be here displaying their businesses all along the parade route.
Julie Reams, thank you. Good luck on the parade. You don't really need the luck. I know it will be a success. It is every year. Beautiful weather. Thank you so much.
We got lucky. Thank you, Doug Hetty, for the beautiful weather.
Doug Hetty.
Hey, and welcome into KOAM Pregame Live. I'm KOAM Sports Director John Dales, and tonight our high school football game of the week brings us to Nevada, where the Tigers are 6-1. They host Mount Vernon, who's also 6-1. Let's talk a little bit about this game. We'll start with the Mountaineers. They're 6-1 this season, like I just mentioned. Only loss came to Seneca. That was back in week 2, 35-14. Since then, they've won 5 in a row by an average of 22 points. They're hoping to avenge a loss on this field last season. That was a shootout where Mount Vernon really couldn't stop Nevada's rushing attack. Nevada took a while to stop Mount Vernon's passing attack. It was a 55-34 Tiger win. Nevada is also 6-1. They also have only lost to Seneca. That came 1 week after Mount Vernon's loss to Seneca. The Tigers since then, though, they've won close. They won a 5-point game over McDonald County, won by 1 at Lamar, then they won by 5 at Cassville just last week. We're going to have highlights from our game of the week tonight at 10:15 on KOAM, as well as 11:30 tonight on Pressbox on Fox 14. Well, I just mentioned how both Mount Vernon and Nevada have lost to Seneca. Let's talk about the Indians. They're on the road tonight at East Newton. They've dominated really everybody this season. That 21-point win over Mount Vernon back in week 2, it's the closest game they've played so far this year. East Newton better than that 2-5 record shows, but they're hoping for what would be the upset of the year tonight at home. Webb City also tries to pull off a big upset tonight over in the COC. Cardinals are 3-4. They host Carthage, who's 6-1. They're not used to losing like this over in Webb City. A loss tonight would guarantee the Cardinals finish with a losing record. Carthage, on the other hand, has been pretty much mistake-free ever since that loss to Nixa. Let's move over to Kansas. Plenty of big games there. One of them being Livette County at home against Independence. The Grizzlies already have the most wins in a season since 2019. Still have a couple weeks to go. But a big CNC matchup over at Frontenac. The Raiders enter this week at 6-0. Much like Seneca, they really haven't been tested, but they host Columbus tonight, who's 5-1. They're both unbeaten in district play. The top seed in the district is likely going to be decided tonight by whoever wins that contest. So that's going to be a big matchup as well. Well, we go ahead now to Sunday afternoon. That's when the Chiefs return from their bye week for a Super Bowl rematch. They take their 5-0 record on the road to San Francisco. More on that in this week's Minute with Mitch.
Following a well-deserved rest during the bye week, the Chiefs are back at it. But they face back-to-back games in the Pacific time zone on the road. This week at San Francisco, next week at the Raiders. Andy Reid enters this week with a phenomenal 63 road wins as head coach of the Kansas City Chiefs. A 70% win percentage on the road. In his 12 seasons as Chiefs boss, Reid has only one season with a losing record on the road, and that was in 2014. To put this into perspective, the Chiefs won only 41% of their games on the road in the 53 years before Big Red's arrival, and that includes some really good Hank Stram coach teams. It's hard to win on the road in any sport, but Reid on the road is hard to beat. On this Minute with Mitch. The Minute with Mitch is brought to you by Como Jewelry in Joplin and Pittsburgh.
Well, before we get to Sunday, obviously we've got a packed night of high school football all throughout the 4 states. Oklahoma got us started early. A lot of Oklahoma games last night, a couple of good ones. Miami ending Grove's undefeated season. But if you want to catch all the highlights from around the area, tune in tonight right here on KOAM at 10:15 for 4 States Friday night. Then as well at Press Box on Fox 14. That gets started around 11:30. It's going to go after our late newscast. But for now, that's it for sports. We're back after this.
Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14 tonight. Pitt State hosts an event recognizing the accomplishments of some alumni. Plus, global experts raise awareness and education about menopause. And we're going to take a look at what's driving the high price of concert tickets. Those stories, a lot more. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm just going to point out quickly that you can see a free concert tonight right here in the square in Carthage. That's right. It's going to be at 8 o'clock tonight. I want to bring their jackets for that or for the football games.
It is. It's going to start to cool down. We're going to drop back through the 60s into the 50s, eventually upper 40s later on tonight, but fantastic weekend, upper 70s to near 80.
Sounds perfect for whatever your weekend events are. We hope they include something outdoors. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. Let's make it a great evening.